how good is MS RPA platform for general automation for normal business users? I would say, in my experience, good enough, right? I would have to know way more about what you're running, right? Like, do you have D365 for your ERP system? Do you have a Microsoft MES system? What are you going to use the RPA platform for? Is a bunch of thank you for the heart. The other pieces of that. So I would say it's a great platform for like a standardized, not incredibly complex RPA initiative. But love to hear what you guys think as well. Let's see. Where does the bulk of these companies' revenue come from? Licensing, data storage, product. You mean SaaS companies? Is that what you mean? It would certainly be through maintenance fees. Is going to be the bulk of their license, the bulk of their revenue. So anytime they up license fees or their subscription fees year over year, that's going to be the main source of revenue for them. That's why they target those increased fees as opposed to new customers, right? They love new customers, but ultimately, especially if you're a larger SaaS company, we're just talking about churn, right? You're going to move from whatever to whatever. And the bigger you get, the harder that is, right? Let's see. E5MS with SAP. I would say yes then. It depends on what you're going to do with it. Yeah, sure, SaaS fees. So I think for RPA, for standardization, Microsoft is definitely one that would be a good place to start. And then there's lots of customizable options in there. We just want to make sure that we have our requirements before we have our platform. So that's really the biggest piece of that is like, do we know what we're trying to achieve with it? And do we know, what outcomes we're looking for so that way we can match it to the technology? I think with RPA, it's nice because there's still a lot of little platforms that may not carry the breadth of functionality. Let's see. A undisclosed Big Four is now not allowing any personal data on their laptop for AI model training. Interesting. Is that in their policy? And I think that's so hard, right? To have no personal data on their laptops for AI model training. I guess if that's kind of the new normal, I feel like you have to completely customize the machine then. And then also, like, how are you supposed to know that someone's not using their personal laptop with your own data, right? All websites are blocked, Gmail, etc. Right? But who's to know you're not going to send that to yourself, access your email somewhere else, and be able to utilize all of those different pieces on your personalized computer, right? So it's almost like you have to educate those employees, like we kind of talked about in this week's live, about different cybersecurity opportunities and openings, because a lot of times these employees are not using these out of nefarious action, right?